This is the filet mignon cut of the beef segment, chat. This is the probably the most interesting drama that's happened in a very long time because even I knew about this before it happened, and even I fell for it. So let's try to. I'm going to try to give you a brief overview of this. This guy is called Karl Jobst. I think it's Jobst. I don't know if you pronounce it Jobst or Jobst. I'm gonna say Jobst because that looks correct to me. He looks Scandinavian, and the J is a Y in Germanic languages. So I'm gonna say Karl Jobst. He fell for it again. Went, yeah, exactly. This guy, he does expose videos on cheaters, and I don't know exactly when this started, but he's involved in speedrunning, and he started calling out other speedrunners. So you can see, oh my god, this is the original. I think he modified this even. I don't have the. Oh, I hope somebody found the video that I was asking for. I'll get to this. But he started doing his own speedruns. He was a speedrunner, and then he got into discussing speedrunning strategies and how, because this is like a popular genre on YouTube, and I've even watched this. Like, I've watched videos explaining about how people like manage to do really complex maneuvers in Mario to like shave off a couple seconds of their runs. And it's like, it's kind of interesting just when they start talking about like the technical aspects of breaking the game and doing like memory overflow glitches and shit. Like, that's interesting to me. So I've watched some of these, and this guy became a one of these streamers that were talking about strategies. And as you can see, that he was richly rewarded for this. Hundreds of thousands of views across these videos, millions, 16, 19 even. I misread the number, 19 million views on the worst fake speedrun on YouTube. Because, and then he found this conflux. People were already interested in like speedrunning as like a medium, like taking hundreds of hours of people wasting their lives trying to shave 2 seconds off of Super Mario Bros. And condensing that into a 10-minute long video. One of the best, by the way, one of the best videos I've ever seen on this retarded bullshit is a guy who like completely buck broke himself mentally trying to figure out how to get the blue dog in Ocarina of Time to win, because it's basically impossible for that blue dog to win, but they buck broke the fucking game hard enough that he can win. That video is very funny. I like that, or interesting. I like that video. So he found this weird conflicts of like super weird niche like speedrunner shit, and then he found that internet drama is also very profitable. And if you combine these two things, you get 20 million fucking views on this video. This video alone has made him tens of thousands of dollars. Like, easy. Probably hundreds of thousands of dollars. A 17-minute, yeah, this is like ad slop premium right there. So he went into this, and then eventually he made a video, a 15-minute long video on Billy Mitchell. Everyone knows who Billy Mitchell is at this point in time. If you don't know, if you're listening in the future, and these things no longer exist, YouTube is gone, Neil Mahan's dead. What happened is Billy Mitchell, years ago, like over 10 years ago, I want to say. And I saw this when it was brand new because we watched it on a Kiwi Farms movie night. Back when the Kiwi Farms was still called the Quickie Farms, I'm pretty sure. We did a movie night. And I still participated in movie nights at this time. And they played the King of Kong documentary. And this documentary follows this guy who has a Donkey Kong arcade cabinet in his home. And he bled and sweat, blood and tears, for a long time trying to get the high score. And he actually pulled off a high score in public, in an arcade, in front of both a live viewing audience, the documentary crew, and the referees from like Guinness. So like they saw this in person. He got the top Donkey Kong score ever recorded in person over 8 hours in one sitting, surrounded by people and also the referees. It was a very impressive feat. Like true human dedication to a thing that nobody should ever fucking care about. Billy Mitchell sends in a VHS tape to Guinness, or to Twin Galaxies even. Sorry, I think it was Guinness and Twin Galaxies or something, but they watched in person. Then Billy Mitchell sends to Twin Galaxies a VHS tape that does not comport basically to the rules of how a score is supposed to be submitted to the system because it doesn't show certain things that are required to prove that it's not fake. They accept Billy Mitchell's. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, correct me in chat. Let's see how I remember. They sent in. He sent in the tape, and then they accepted that score, and it was just like heartbreaking because this Billy Mitchell guy had been in the documentary, and he's just like smug. The best way to describe him is like as a heel. He is somebody who almost seems to want to be despised. He relishes that. He dresses comically. He has like this super weird look with like these feathered bangs and like this mullet, and it's just like he looks evil and he talks really smug and condescending, and it's just like what is wrong with this guy? So they accepted that score, and then there has been perpetual, because this is a documentary, and it wasn't just a documentary, it was a real story about this guy who pulled off this fucking stunt, and they got immediately usurped in this very suspicious way, and it was heartbreaking because it was a good documentary and it was a good story, and you liked the guy that the documentary followed, and you didn't like Billy Mitchell. He was like the villain of the story, kind of like in the show about the Joe Exotic and the tigers and shit. You had that lady, and that lady was kind of like the heel for a long time. Like she's like the enemy in the documentary, and they made like the enemy be Billy Mitchell. And I think Karl Jobst watched this documentary, and he was inspired by the emotionality of the guy losing, that he then decided, I'm going to join in this crusade to prove that this guy is a fake. So he published his video. He got 2 million views, and this started like his obsession. And it really was like an obsession where he really desperately wanted to epically own Billy Mitchell and take away that King of Kong title that he felt was not deserved. And Billy Mitchell, outside of the documentary, is also really difficult to like because he is a serial litigant. He has sued like half a dozen people and companies to try and hold on to his Donkey Kong title. And in particular, the big lawsuit that had been going on for a very long time was against Twin Galaxies because they took him off the leaderboard because an expose came out that indicated to them that the score received in King of Kong, that was the top score of all time, was run on an emulator, and it was proven in this very, very complex way I won't even get into, but they believed it and they took him off the score, and he sued over that because he said that not being the King of Kong was like harmful to his career. Keemstar likes him. Dude, Keemstar likes him. That's all you need to know. So, very, very hard to like person. He's a fucking serial litigant. The worst kind of person, basically. The worst kind of person besides a liar, which allegedly he was also. So Karl Jobst gets in on this, and as you can see, his video about this guy gets 2 million views, and it's right in his thing of like conflicts of speedrunning and high score tables and video game shit and e-drama. And then he starts doing, 3 years ago, more and more videos on Billy Mitchell, to the point where it becomes like every couple of months he puts out another video. Here's where I fell for this. I have watched all of these videos. I have watched every single Karl Jobst video on Billy Mitchell. And even I was duped. Now, before I do that, let me scroll all the way down. You'll see that his first video was the GoldenEye N64 Damn Agent, 52 seconds. This is the time to take one map in GoldenEye 64. There's a dam, and it's a very short map. And it was widely speculated that 53 seconds was the absolute minimum that a human could achieve on dam. And he played this map thousands and thousands and thousands of times over hundreds of fucking hours, so that during one of his runs, he got 52 seconds on this map. To the point where if you watch this video, he is brought to tears over it because he is so happy. 15,300 times. That sounds right. I remember that number. So that's how many times he played. You can take it even. You take 15,300 and times it by 52 and divide by 60. Divide by 60 again. Divide by 24. That is 9 days of continuously playing the same fucking GoldenEye map over and over and over again so that one of those thousands of plays would have a number 1 second lower than any other screen, any other person playing that map had ever seen before. And it brought him to fucking tears when he was done with it. But this video, when it was published 7 years ago, I think that was exactly right even, the podcast was quite young. When actually it was probably a couple years after this video was published, but we were still on Discord. And there was a guy called Overpaid, and his name is a pun because it's his full name would be Overpaid. I forget the full name of it. Overpaid 5 Cent Army, and that's like the name of the Chinese influencers. He's very pro-China, even though he wasn't Chinese. I think he was Filipino. And this guy was like a troll. He was like a kind of weird subversive personality in the Sneed Court, but I really liked him, so I tolerated him and protected him from other people. And one of the things he randomly published was this video of GoldenEye, and I watched this just in the Sneed Court, and there's a part of it where it's so sad that I laughed out loud and showed it on stream. Now here's the thing. Here's the issue. I've now led you up to this point. Oh yeah, okay. Someone found it. So an anime avatar even. Anime avatars are scoring wins right now. So I'm going to give him a big thumbs up. This absolute legend found my clip. So now I'm going to get to show you this. Be warned. This is going to be a Maddieception, okay? So I think this sounds right. China. Okay, let's see. He posted this video about speedrunning, and it's old, but we're gonna watch it because it's really pathetic. I'm gonna skip this part because he's playing fucking GoldenEye or some shit, and he's on this damn mission, and I was told that it's like a super weird thing where you can get, it was 53 seconds was like the maximum possible, and people thought it was impossible to get lower than 53 seconds on this map, and they've been trying for 15 years, and only with the exact precise random occurrences could you get lower than 53 seconds, and then he beats it, and it's 52 seconds, and what does he say? Really? What? Why is it not playing? Oh my god. I got tripped out by my own VOD not working correct. I got tripped out by my own technical issues like 5 years later, chat. My computer stroking out again. I did all that wonderful build up, and I got cucked out of my video.
I can't even play anymore tonight after that.
I'm so excited. It's ending. The cutscene's playing. What's gonna happen?
I don't know.
What's this score gonna be, chat?
Oh,
it's 52 seconds.
Oh
he did
God.
the impossible. He's Kuman.
Oh
He's Kuman. He's so happy. He didn't think it was possible.
oh fuck! What the fuck?
He's like legit spazzing out, right? And I've been told, okay, it's like, as I said, you need like a specific set of events to get 52 seconds on this map. And someone said that he has attempted this 135,000 times over 110 live stream for years, trying to get 52 seconds on this map so that he would hold the high score for James Bond GoldenEye N64 damn 52 seconds. Like that's been his life for fucking years. And then it's like minutes of this shit where he's just going like ooh 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 ee ee ooh 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 I did it ooh ooh. And then at some point, oh, I guess he goes into the back room and tells her, like, I thought she heard him going ee ee ooh ooh, and then she comes out, but no, he actually goes up and tells her the good news that he was finally to bust a nut. And where is she? Here comes the Asian wife with the smallest boobs I've ever seen, the chest of an 8-year-old boy to watch. Watch what she does. She just pets his head like he's a dog, like he's a small autistic child. And he's so happy. He's elated. I can't believe it. I did the 52 seconds on the GoldenEye N64 damn And she's like, pet, 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 good puppy.
Shit.
And I don't know. I saw this and I thought somebody actually posted on the forum saying that he saw this clip when it happened, and he was really interested in speedrunning. And then after he saw this clip and how this Asian ironing board had to come and comfort him after his biggest coom, he said, "Fuck this! I actually don't care about speedrunning anymore," and just completely lost interest in it as a concept. So I really don't have any sympathy for speedrunners in general, because this is like retarded shit. Someone actually overpaid when he posted this. He brought up a good point, which is that in a real sport, you can, at any time when you've achieved a level of skill, manifest that skill. Like, that's what the Olympics are. You can go to the Olympics after you've been training and you do the same thing over and over. Like, you're getting good, but at the same time, you're also getting consistently good. It becomes a skill that you have, and not just like a thing that you can occasionally do. It took him 135,000 tries to get this one world record, and it required a bunch of things to go right in order to even get that, and things that which ordinarily don't happen. So it's not really a sport. You know what I mean? Like, sure, he's really good at beating this game, I guess, but can he go to the speedrun Olympics and pull off a 52-second time that nobody else in the world can do? Like, no, they can't, because he requires a certain set of events to happen in order to get that kind of time. So it's not really like a sport. It's just something that it would be like if instead of having the Olympics where everyone comes to... I complain about speedrunning smart. You get the point. So that is what I said about him. Now, let's go back to this, and let's go back to this video. Actually, let's see right here. If you maximize this again, you will see that this video appears, it's hard to see. Let's see if I scan. Actually, no, I can't scan. It said 7 minutes wrong. Long, not wrong. Sorry, I'm turning Chinese just by watching this video. So if we look at this, you'll see that it's 5 minutes and 45 seconds long. Why do you think that is, chat? Let's mute this. He leaves in a lot of his ooking, right? But then he leaves his room and comes back in, and there's no Asian wife. He removed, directly as a consequence of my video, the part where his wife comes in, because it was like an actual one shot, and it really upset him. He actually privated this video, his crowning achievement. He privated it while he was trying to figure out how to remove his Asian wife from the video. And you might think, Josh, you really overestimate your influence on people. Time and time again, you look at you saying that you managed to persuade the government to bully the British into removing their law. Now you think you made this guy remove his wife. He probably just realized it was a bad idea at some point. Wrong! You're wrong! And I know you're wrong because I remember that after I did my reaction, he went on his fucking community page, or on Twitter, I think on both even, and he posted a tweet saying, "I need your help to mass report Mad at the Internet off of YouTube," because he says, I need your help, you absolute legends. There is a YouTube channel that has uploaded a video saying disgusting things about my wife. I would appreciate it if you could report the video for me. The entire video and channel is filled with racist and transphobic content. Bum, bum, bum. Now we get to the part where before any of this shit happened, I already did not fucking like him. And this is what I was thinking of right here. He posted this video. Let's just take a listen to this for a second. He did a regular slop video about a speedrunner, but there's a little caveat with this one.
Hello, you absolute legends. Anyone who knows me knows I'm a huge fan of Todd Rogers, one of the biggest con artists in video game history. I've even made several videos about him, covering his impossible dragster record, and also his childish lawsuits that he's filed against Twin Galaxies and Guinness World Records after he was banned for lying about many of his scores. Naturally, because I'm such a fan of Todd Rogers, I always try to catch any new videos from other creators that want to cover his story. In March of 2022, the YouTuber Storster released a video about Todd called The Biggest Liar in Speedrunning History, and it's a pretty good video. I liked the video because it covered some fake scores and some history that I've never covered myself. and I could tell that Storster really tried to make the video original and add something new. However, there was a section near the end that was a bit too
Get to the point.
It was talking about one of Todd's failed lawsuits, and it was basically a condensed version of one of my videos. Not only are all of the screenshots taken directly from my video—
Wait, is this the wrong video? I don't see it. Fuck. I thought this was the video. I was misled. I might have been misled. Oh, Storster. Okay, I can't find it. Basically, this person right here who did on the left that he's talking about called Storster, that's a tranny. And there were a lot of people who pointed out the fact that he uses feminine pronouns while talking about Storster in this video. If I remember correctly. And I think that, and the reason why I bring this up is because there is a point where, he says, I am shocked. Actually, I think it is this video just because the timing is right. So I don't know if he edited this out to remove the word she in every way that it exists, because there's no she anywhere in this. Oh wait, it does.
Which is a shame. But I didn't really care too much because, as I said before, at least she did try to make the video somewhat original and add her own elements.
So that was the issue. And then a bunch of people said she, her, because this is obviously a fucking dude right here. And it's preposterous, completely fucking preposterous to pretend otherwise. And then his reaction to this was, I am shocked and upset by the amount of transphobic comments on my recent video. I genuinely did not expect that. I am ignorant and should have known better. Even though everyone should be open for some criticism, in this case, it wasn't worth it. So he did the whole she, her prostate ordeal, talking about his slop. A bunch of people called him out. I don't know if this is like cleaned up now, but just, I was always right. I know these things, right? I know these things. I see people like this, and I'm like, okay, I know that you're a fucking huckster, right? So that was my point. I was right. Then, as his Billy Mitchell stuff was wrapping up, and keep in mind, I watched all of his videos about Billy Mitchell, all of them, because I found it fascinating. Billy Mitchell is really contemptible. He just is not. He's very hard to like him. Look at how he fucking dresses, bro. Look at how he presents himself, and it's hard to like him. And he's a serial litigant. So the entire time, a lot of his video essays are about the Twin Galaxies lawsuit, where I think, if I remember correctly, he is actually suing about the Donkey Kong score they took down. And they settled. And the way they settled was that basically the company that took over Twin Galaxies was willing to put up a secondary high score table that was a historical high score table that said these were the scores when we bought the company, and Billy Mitchell is on it. But the actual living record does not say that, does not have a score on it. So it doesn't really count as a high score table, but he's willing to accept that. I think because he uses that high score table to get talking gigs as the King of Kong. So he really needed that high score table on a reputable website to keep doing his business. And according to him, he's booked 25 times a year to talk about being the Donkey Kong man that was featured in a documentary and so on and so forth. So he shows up at conventions. He actually gets paid to do this King of Kong shit on top of the money that he makes from his family. And if you don't know, he owns a restaurant. His family owns a restaurant chain and hot sauce chain out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So, no, which I don't know. Someone said he should go there, and like, I don't know. I don't want to get sued. So, not really tempted. But he has money to play games like this with lawsuits, which is, I don't know. I don't like it. But as his Twin Galaxy lawsuit settled down, Karl Jobst said this to capstone one of his last videos on Billy Mitchell.
In fact, if Billy had his way, he would never comment on this again, and everyone would simply forget it ever happened. That's what Billy wants. But I'm sorry, I just can't let that happen. On a more positive note, it really seems like Billy's legal crusade is coming to an end. All of his lawsuits have either been dismissed or settled. Note that Billy has never ever actually won. The only lawsuit Billy has remaining is the one against me. Am I really going to be the only person Billy wins against? Oh boy, wouldn't that just be hilarious? Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
So, that was a little bit of foreshadowing, chat. Never speak into existence words of power like that. However, let's take a second. Let's take a look at what's actually going on in this video. Just real quick. I'm going to actually set this to a slow speed so we can enjoy it slowly. In the background, while he's talking, if you're only listening, let me describe what he's using as a backdrop. There's a game about WWE. And in the game, I think you can play as either like known wrestlers, or you can build your own wrestler. And I remember, I think Darkside Phil would do this. Darkside Phil would like make himself in WWE. And I swear to God, there was another lolcow, it might have even been DSP, who would make enemies, like his trolls, into people in this game. And then he would play himself in the game, beating up people. I don't know who it was that did this, but I remember it very distinctly that this was Beardson? Was Beardson the one that would do this? DSP Detractors did that. Yeah, dude, there's so many lolcows that would make like these shitty fucking like, haha, I'm gonna epically own my trolls and haters by like beating them up in this fucking video game. Even Chris Chan, by the way, he would remake his trolls in this, I think it was Soul Calibur. I don't know. It was like a fighting game that you could customize, and he would do this. Yeah, Chris did in Soul Calibur. I was right. I've never even played Soul Calibur. I have no idea what it's about, but I know that he would do that in Soul Calibur. And it's funny. But Karl Jobst has done this. He has put in a Billy Mitchell character and himself in this game, and he is beating up the Billy Mitchell substitute in this game and using it as a background. And what's funny is that he's using the background of him beating up Billy Mitchell as he says this. Wait, that's ear rape if I do that.
Be the only person Billy wins against? Oh boy, wouldn't that just be hilarious?
That is the words that he says as he's beating up the fake Billy Mitchell in this video game. And it's just like one of the most pathetic fucking childish things I've ever seen from a guy who I only know of because he played because of the GoldenEye 64 shit. So that's where we're at with this. Now the actual outcome of his lawsuit. I have downloaded this, so we can actually scan through it. I think this is it. It goes on for a couple minutes, but it's worth hearing. I want it on the stream.
Silence, all right.
If anyone knows the exact timestamp in this clip, let me know.
IP for the plaintiff.
In Ottumwa, Iowa, USA, were not produced by the direct such bodies as Guinness World Records. At the time, he has been well known among it. Summary should not be taken as of factual and legal issues. So, as the parties will realise, the trial raised a lot of factual and legal issues, but they may not realise that I also had a number of other commitments during the months since the trial. What I'm about to say is a summary of my reasons for judgment. I expect it'll take about half an hour. This summary should not be taken as a substitute for my full reasons, which will be published on the Queensland Court's website, together with a shorter summary later today.
I might have to skip. I should have condensed this down to notes. I didn't realize it because it went so fast when I was watching it that I thought I'll just play this on stream. But if it's half an hour long, let's do this. He's speaking very slowly, so let's go to time and a half, and then let's skip a little bit in. Try to find actually where he's at. So this is where it ends, about 30 minutes. He's right, it takes about half an hour. So let's go to about 5 minutes out, and then I'll try to summarize what I remember him saying.
Amount of damages for non-economic loss, that is general damage.
Oh, fuck.
But by the time he republished to his decision to commit suicide.
Okay.
This conduct, alleged by Mr. Mitchell, included, first, making the allegations recklessly and without checking their truth. Secondly, publishing the video twice. Thirdly, holding malice and pursuing a vendetta against Mr. Mitchell. Fourthly, mocking Mr. Mitchell's complaint about the video and his legal action. Fifthly, persisting in his contention that Mr. Mitchell's action against Apollo Legend had contributed to his decision to commit suicide. And sixthly, failing to apologise and to withdraw the allegations.
That's the breakthrough in this, is that people heard that he lost the Donkey Kong lawsuit. And everyone was like, holy fuck, is Australia insane? Has Australia lost its fucking mind? that they're going to grant this cheater, this obvious cheater, a win because somebody said that he cheated at a game, which he does appear to have cheated at. Like, that blew people away. So much so that everyone was like, what the fuck? I have to hear the reasoning for this. So they booted up this video and they listened to this Australian man in this like dull monotone, this like grinding monotone, explain very carefully how the lawsuit was almost entirely about a claim that Karl Jobst had made and refused to retract ever, saying that Billy Mitchell was responsible for the death of a YouTuber named Apollo Legend. Apollo Legend was one of the people that Billy Mitchell had sued. However, when Apollo Legend committed suicide, he actually published a note, and he had confidants that he had expressed his issues to, and at no point ever did he tell anybody that Billy Mitchell's lawsuit against him was one of the motivating factors that caused him to commit suicide. But Karl Jobst was so gung-ho on this problem of needing to epically own Billy Mitchell, he has to be the guy to slay Billy Mitchell, that he took that suicide and he used it as a weapon against him. And the judge explains it really quite well. So hopefully I'm at the right part for that.
I have found that Mr. Jobst was reckless in making the allegations. His assertions were based on a fallacy, namely that Apollo Legend had paid Mr. Mitchell a large sum of money. That was simply wrong, and he had no reasonable basis for asserting it. Yet even after finding out the truth, he has continued to assert that the settlement had a negative financial impact on Apollo Legend, and that he still believes that the settlement was a contributing factor to his decision to commit suicide. Mr. Jobst was also reckless and vindictive in publishing the full video twice. At the time he republished it, he had been told by Mr. Mitchell, via his response video, by their mutual acquaintance Keemstar, and by Mr. Mitchell's lawyers, that what he had said about the payment...
I love how he just casually name drops fucking Keemstar in the middle of this. As this guy is reading his summary of his judgment as if he was doing like a expose video on fucking YouTube, just casually name dropping Keemstar. Apparently the Australian court system is on such a good basis with Keemstar they can just name drop him. Yeah, of course, everyone in fucking Victoria knows who Keemstar is.
...was not true. He told Keemstar that he would not republish that part of the video unless he received concrete evidence that it was true. But by the time he republished it, he had not heard from Apollo Legend's brother, whom he had asked for information about the settlement, so he did not know any more than he had earlier, but he nevertheless decided to republish the entire video regardless. In his evidence, he said that he did this because he thought Mr. Mitchell would sue him anyway. His attitude appears to have been, well, if I'm going to be sued, I may as well go for broke and damn the consequences. It was reckless and showed an absolute disregard for the truth or for the effect of his video on Mr. Mitchell and his reputation. On 29 July 2021, that is about 6 weeks after he finally edited the video and took out the offending passage, Mr. Jobst published a video in which he retracted his statement that Apollo Legend had paid Mr. Mitchell money, and he apologized to his viewers for having given them incorrect information. At the trial, he relied on that video as being evidence of his bona fides and as reducing any harm caused to Mr. Mitchell by his original video.
That's really important. So part of his defense was that he made good faith efforts to reduce any damage that was caused by his statements because of this video. He brought that up himself in his defense. But just does the judge buy it, chat?
However, that video did not retract the imputations at all. It simply retracted the statement that Apollo Legend had paid Mr. Mitchell a large sum of money. Mr. Jobst did not apologize to Mr. Mitchell in any way, rather apologizing to his viewers for having made an incorrect statement in the offending video. Also, this retraction video was, in total, a little over 30 minutes long. For the first 28 minutes and 24 seconds, it had nothing to do with arcade gaming, cheating, or Mr. Mitchell. It was about a particular type of speedrunning. It then went blank for a few seconds before it returned with Mr. Jobst's alleged retraction statement, which itself lasted only about 45 seconds. Even then, he wrongly said that Mr. Mitchell had not tried to contact him to clear up the error, and he insinuated that he still believed Mr. Mitchell was responsible for Apollo Legend's decision. Finally, Mr. Jobst's conduct of this litigation, together with his additional online comments about it, were aggravating features of his conduct. He seems to see himself...
So he brought this up, and he said to the judge, look, judge, I did my best. I tried to retract the statement. But the judge looked at this and says, not only are you not retracting the statement, you're doing it in like the most pussy, underhanded way fucking imaginable. And he actually says that this defense that you brought up actually makes me not like you more. I actually hate you more now that you've made me fucking watch this. And I've seen what a little fucking weasel you are.
...in defending this claim as a crusader against Mr. Mitchell. He is the last of the defendants who have been sued by Mr. Mitchell, and the only one, apart from Mr. Race, who has not backed down. Even in February 2024, as this action was progressing toward trial, he said in an online interview, quote, Billy Mitchell needs to be destroyed in court. These people need to be punished in a big way before they stop. They need to get taught a lesson. So I am now the last chance. I am the last chance the public has to punish Billy. And also, the last person on YouTube you want to lose to is me. You know there's going to be 100 vids rubbing it in. I will never let Billy forget this, assuming I win. I've got to win first, but man, if I win, oh boy, I'm not going to be a good winner. End quote. Mr. Jobst clearly intended to...
These, like, imagine being Karl Jobst at this point and hearing those words echoed back to you by the judge. This person who now, like, holds your fucking balls in the palm of his hand. Like, what a vindictive, petty asshole you are. How obsessive and freakish you are. It finally sets in that, like, this is not normal behavior. Like, sure, you can do a little expose video on Billy Mitchell. Yeah, you can call him a cheater. But you can't dedicate yourself to trying to destroy someone, especially someone who has more fucking resources than you and who actually didn't do anything wrong in a legal sense. It must be like the most painful, gut-dropping sensation that you've ever felt, ever.
To be the knight who slew the Mitchell dragon.
Let's hear that again. I like that
Boy,
part.
I'm not going to be a good winner. End quote. Mr. Jobst clearly intended to be the knight who slew the Mitchell dragon. Unfortunately for him, his lance was not as strong as he believed it to be, and it has broken in the contest.
It is broken. Your lance is broken. You'll never please your Asian wife ever again. So long story short, what he says after this is that he owes damages. He not only owes damages, he owes attorney's fees. In Australia, there's two types of attorney's fees. There's standard, and then there's elevated ones. Standard attorney's fees are 50% or 60%. And elevated ones go up to 95%. So if you want, he said somewhere in a stream that he had spent up to this point $500,000 Australian in his defense, and that includes $250,000 that Notch had given him for his defense. And then you can assume that because Billy Mitchell has more money, that Billy Mitchell probably hired a really expensive attorney. So he not only owes $390,000 Australian, which is about $250 US, so $250,000. He now owes more than that in attorney's fees. So you're talking $500,000 in debt. And then the real damaging thing is, okay, he's like a big YouTuber. He's cranking out million view videos constantly, and those probably get like $100,000 a video, like for real. So he should be fine then, maybe. The issue is that everyone in his audience feels materially misrepresented about what the litigation was. Everyone was led to believe that this asshole who lied about fucking Donkey Kong scores and was suing someone so petty. He is suing this guy, trying to get millions of dollars from him for a Donkey Kong score allegation, which evidently he appears to be in the right in. More importantly, he appears to be in the right in. And he just completely glossed over the fact that the actual issue, the real reason for the lawsuit, was that he had incorrectly, by all accounts, incorrectly stated and refused to retract an allegation that Billy Mitchell literally killed somebody, which is not a very sympathetic case to be on. So now he's at the end of this. He owes at least $500,000 US, probably $750,000, maybe even a full million, because you don't know how much money that Billy Mitchell was spending. And I can tell you pretty confidently, Australian lawyers are even more expensive than American lawyers. So in this lawsuit went on for multiple years and years. So he's fucked. And then now that he's fucked, he has no goodwill with his own community anymore. There's going to be a bunch of people who gave him money, who watched his videos, who downloaded Raid Shadow Legends at his request to help him and his sponsors, who are now going to be uninstalling Tel Aviv spyware from their phone, pissed off that they can't get a refund on their legal crowd raising, and they're unsubscribing from his YouTube channel. He's lost like 50,000 subscribers on YouTube already. And he has like 1 million, but like a lot of those subscribers are going to be residuals that don't use their account anymore, don't watch them. So his active users are leaving. He's going to have to find some way to recoup that. And in fact, his first thing that he did as a consequence, he blundered. And I'll show you. I don't know if it's actually still up anymore, but I will check anyways. Yeah, he deleted it. So he published the video on April 1st after the lawsuit. And it was just another one of these like video game related cheater videos. And people are like, what the fuck? Are you just going to like ignore your lawsuit? And he says that he had a contractual obligation to post a video because his sponsor had paid him already. So in every one of his videos, I don't know if I have, I do have sponsor block. So I can go to this. Where is it? Oh, I don't have sponsor block. If you go to any of his videos, he has massive segments on like downloading Raid Shadow Legends. In fact, I think if you go to any of his videos in his comments, yeah, the first thing, get 26% off on Displate. There's his referral link. And then look, another one. Go to private internet access. Waiting for the decision to my trial is stressful. I've just been chilling. Hope you guys have a great 2025. Then there's PIA. By the way, PIA was bought by CyberGhost, which is a massive Israeli company that owns every VPN basically. So he's just advertising that. PIA, this is true. PIA, before they got bought up by CyberGhost, was so indiscriminatory with who they would affiliate with that the Kiwi Farms maintained a long-term affiliate with PIA. I removed the affiliate once they got bought by CyberGhost, but that was one of our only sponsor ever, basically. He's sponsored by them though. I'm sure if we go to post, let's see. I will explain more. Oh, there are no. I thought that he did the Q&A thing. He just does it in the comments. He does it in the video. He does it in the description, and then he also does it in the. There's PIA again, and then PIA again. PIA his big one. So he's gonna have to do more of those, I guess. Let's see. Is there anything else? He lost his case. He's fucked. His audience is gonna hate him. He's gonna. He did the sponsorship video because they made him because he's like a complete sellout. And now he's just gonna have to figure out what to do. And I don't know. He's fucked. He's fucked. What do you do? What do you do when you now owe $500,000 to $1 million to somebody who you previously said, you explicitly said on air, by the way, that if you won, you would be as merciless as humanly possible. You would not give a fucking inch. You would ridicule this guy to his fucking grave. You would collect every dollar as forcefully as possible. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever say that? Because now that the ball's in the other court, what the fuck do you think's going to happen? Would Billy Mitchell really be incentivized to do anything but completely gut him and ruin his life? Like, there's no motivation for any other recourse. Because he knows with 100% certainty that if he had lost, that's exactly what Karl Jobst would be doing to him. So, like, a really stupid fucking thing to do. Completely, like, unbelievable. But that's the Billy Mitchell stuff. That's Karl Jobst. Sorry, I saw this as a joke, so I'm gonna cap this off with a joke. You ready? Karl Jobst, more like Carl, get a job. Nah. He's gonna have to move back to Vietnam with his wife. Oh, I did. You're right. Oh my God. Thank you for whoever said that. I completely forgot. So, by the way, one last thing I promise on this, and then we're moving on. Neger Psycholog, which means black person psychology. He's a long-term user of the Kiwi Farms. He did a deep dive on Karl and found one other thing that is just super, super curious. Before Karl was a YouTube video game streamer, man, he was a pickup artist. This dull, monotone, albino autist thought that he was going to be a pickup artist and made this hideous banner, approachhernow.com. And you can see like his idea of like a sexy, she looks like she's taking a shit. It's like she lives in India and she's squatting on the designated shitting street to fucking dump ass on the concrete. But he's like, approach her now. So here we go. I know you guys saw this guy crying into his Asian wife, but now we get to see how a man like that becomes such a winner. You ready? Let's see how these tactics work. This is extremely fucking cringe, by the way. If you're not good with cringe and you're listening to this as an archive, you should not watch this.
Hey guys,
Just in a fucking mall.
it's Karl here. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a simple and easy approach you can do if you're looking to overcome your fear of approaching women.
Brap! Oh, you even put out a book. What the fuck? The ultimate guide for building confidence. Approach her now. Does anyone have this book? I need to know what this king of sex has to say.
Alright guys, now I'm going to show you a few approaches, and then afterwards I'm going to break down exactly what happened. Let's go. Hey, sorry, I don't want to bother you guys. I just want to say I think you are really, really cute.
Oh, thank you.
Have a
She's
good night.
adorable, isn't she?
Yes, very adorable.
She's like us.
It's just so awkward. Because what's weird is that the girl on the left even reciprocates this, or on his right, like even tries to chat him up, like, oh, well, he approached us. I don't know. Maybe she's kind of chubby. Maybe she's into him. Like, got this albino guy. He doesn't smell like curry. Maybe. And then he like walks away. She's still talking to him. Like they're engaged. They're actually responding to this shit. And he's just like, sorry, cool guys don't look at explosions. And he just like turns away and walks back to his fucking camera. It's like, it's like he had no expectation that anyone would respond to this in any way. And he just like immediately runs, is like, hi, you're really sexy. He just flees the scene of the crime. No clue of what to do next. Like, he never got that far before. He never hit 52 on GoldenEye before. He had no concept of what would happen after that.
Hey guys, I don't mean to bother you. I just want to say I think you are...
Oh, dude, look at her face. Look at her face.
Hey guys.
Look at her face. Look at the fear and apprehension. It's like a Metal Gear Solid. It's like that exclamation point. Doink. High alert. High alert. Person has approached me from behind. My back is exposed to this man. He could just be like, hi, guys, and then stab me in the fucking spine.
I don't mean to bother you. I just want to say...
Look, she's cringing. She literally physically recoils from him.
I don't mean to bother you. I just want to say I think you are really, really...
She like as he like puts up his arms, she like leans backwards a bit, like she's expecting to get punched or something. Like she doesn't want to touch him, and he's getting too close for comfort. Look, dude.
cute.
And then she like looks away. After he says that, they look away. They look at their fucking phones and look away together. Oh my god, bro! What the fuck? Why would you post this on the internet?
Have a good night.
And they say thank you, thank you. Just like, oh my god, it makes my skin crawl. And then they turn away and walk away, and you can see the girl on the right is smiling like, holy shit, how fucking awkward, bro.
Hey guys, I don't mean to...
Dude, every single time he does this, it's like you can see that they're on high alert. I don't know. You can just see like the defensiveness in their posture. Like, they become tense. They freeze up like an animal in headlights. Like we are being stalked.
Bother you. I'm just going to say that I think you're really, really cute.
Oh, thank you.
That's alright. Have a good night.
Okay, one more, and then I can't do this anymore.
Hey guys. Guys.
They're ignoring him. They're ignoring him. They're not even. Oh my god! They don't even look at him. Yeah. Try to ignore him and hope he goes away.
Sorry to interrupt you guys. I don't want to bother you. I just want to say I thought you were really, really cute. Just want to say that.
Dude, saying someone's cute, it's just like, I don't know. Like a dog is cute. A kid is cute.
Beautiful person I've ever seen, so I
Agreed. Thank you. See you guys.
Just the way he leaves afterwards. It's like, why are you doing this? Oh my god. Is this not archived? No, here archived and preserved too. That's lazy. That works. Man, oh man. Should have tried that with Billy Mitchell. Should have walked up to him and been like, hey, Billy Mitchell, you're kind of cute. And he'd be like, oh, I didn't know that I was Kawaii Sugoi. I guess I will not see you now. But by the time he said all that, Karl would already be back in Australia. He would have, as soon as he turned away, gone. 52 second, back to Australia.
Thank you for watching this clip. This is Perspicacity. Remember to like and subscribe.